secure the memorial and remove the True Sons' forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound.
Agent detected. Rogue defender drone detected. Hostile defender drone detected. Rogue sniper turret detected. Hostile sniper turret detected.
And there we are, guys. This is my named build, fully named items only. You can go for a lot of different ways, but I thought I will bring you this build. And again, it is a lot of fun to play with. And it's a little bit different than you used from me or used from other content creators. I thought I will bring you a little bit different build. Starting with our technician specialization. Why? Because we're getting an extra skill tier and we're getting that extra linked laser pointer. Linked laser pointer you can hook up on your guns if it has a long underbarrel rail. You only have to aim at somebody and they are pulsed. Talking about pulsed, first gun, Kingbreaker. This is only proficient. I don't have it on proficient level yet. This hits for 135.2k, an RPM of 650, a mag of 50. Assault rifle damage, health damage, damage to target out of cover, best attribute to go for on the gun. And then of course we have the perfect talent, the perfect flatline. Amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. After 2 kills, applies a pulse to the next enemy you hit, but that doesn't really matter because we're rocking that linked laser pointer. I went for 2 critical hit chance mods on there, 20 extra rounds minus a 10% reload speed, and then of course the linked laser pointer. Jumping over to my secondary gun, and this is the Dark Winner. This is the named Vector, and you can find this right now in PvE. Yes, I know it's a DZ exclusive, but you can find this gun in all the manhunt targets. Take out all the last manhunt targets and they have a chance to drop a DZ exclusive for you. Look at this video right now or make sure that you put it in a playlist after this video. I explain it a little bit more in detail. So let's jump over to the rest of these stats. This has an extra expertise of 20%. It hits for 101.1k, 1200 RPM, mag of 45. SMG damage, critical hit chance, and again, of course, damage to target out of cover. And why are we going for the Dark Winner? Because this comes with the perfect talent, Perfect Killer. Killing an enemy with a critical hit grants 50% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. Only for this gun though. You cannot take somebody out with the Dark Winner, then switch over to your Kingbreaker and have an extra 50% critical hit damage. It doesn't work like that, and most of the time I'm only shooting with my Kingbreaker. Sometimes I switch over to my Dark Winner if they are up and close, or I need to reload my Kingbreaker and I need to do some damage quickly. Went for 2 times critical hit damage on the gun itself. Linked laser pointer again, because yes, this Dark Winner has a long underbarrel rail, so you can even run around with spotter and the Dark Winner. It does a lot of damage, especially with that 1200 RPM. And then of course, again, 20 extra round minus the 10% reload speed. Then jumping over to my pistol, and I chose to go for the Prophet. This is a named pistol as well. Damage to target out of cover as an attribute on there. And this comes with Perfect Determined. After killing an enemy with a headshot, the next shot landed on any enemy will be guaranteed a critical headshot. While the talent is active, killing an enemy will not re-trigger the talent. You can go for whatever you like on this pistol. I went for this pistol because I want to choose a good and new named item, and that is the Prophet. So let's jump over to the full overview of the build, starting with my mask. This is our first name item of this build, and this is the Chill Out mask. And why the Chill Out mask? Because this comes with 2 mod slots, so I can add 3 times the critical hit chance to it, as you can see. Of course, I rolled that weapon damage over that armor core, because usually Gilligard comes with a set armor core, so you need to find this mask with critical hit chance or critical hit damage on there to roll that weapon damage over the armor core. And I chose Gilligard to have that extra 5% total armor. It helps us a little bit, especially in combination with our chest. We're gaining an extra 10% armor, boosting our armor almost to that 1 million, giving you a little bit more survivability on a full red build. And of course, you can go for whatever named mask you want. You could go for the Hollow Man mask to boost your damage to health a little bit more. Again, I'm not saying this is the best named build out there. This is just the meta out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just bringing you a build with fully named items to just bring you something different than only the meta or any other build you already seen 1,000 times. Jumping over to the backpack, the gift. Why the gift? Providence, extra headshot damage. Again, critical hit chance, critical hit damage as the mods and the attributes, and perfect vigilance on there increases your total weapon damage by 25%, and taking damage disabled is buff for 3 seconds. Again, you can go for whatever named backpack you want, but in my opinion, the gift has a perfect spot on a damage build, a full red build if you want to go for that. Then let's jump over to my gloves and my knee pads, because in my opinion, if you want to go for a full red build or a full damage build, you need to go for the contractor's gloves and the Foxer sprayers. Why? Because we're not running LMG damage. Why? Because we're not running rifle damage. No, we're doing it for the multiplicative damage that comes with these pieces. 8% damage to target out of cover on the knee pads of Overlord, the Foxer sprayers, and of course 8% damage to armor from the contractor's gloves. These are multiplicative damages and will give you a lot more damage than other pieces. If you want to go for a little bit more survivability, you can of course go for the 511 death grips. Not really great 511 brand set, but the death grips come with 10% armor on kill and it will give you a lot more survivability. Same as for the knee pads, you could go for the Emperor's knee pads. Those are the named Murakami knee pads. Those are DZ exclusive, but come with 1% armor regeneration, so you can go for a little bit more survivability if you want to. Again, remember, you can farm the DZ exclusive in the manhunt targets. Don't forget that you do not need to go to the DZs. Then jumping over to my holster, and this is the named Brazos, the Arquebus Picaro's holster. Why are we going for this? Because this gives us a little bit extra armor and weapon damage, because the second attribute is a core attribute of 15% weapon damage. We rolled critical hit damage next to that, and this is why I almost have 1 million armor, but still have 6 core reds. This is a great addition to any build. It is very versatile. I would love that we could roll that armor away from some extra weapon damage, but it is what it is. Let's jump over to my last piece, and this is the best piece I ever found in the game. A full red closer. Usina Getica, named a brand set, gives us an extra total armor like I explained when we were talking about the Gila mask. Gila and Usina giving us an extra 10% armor. Again, critical hit chance, critical hit damage on the mods and on the attributes. And why is this so beautiful? Because this comes with perfect spotter, amplifies your total weapon and skill damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. Because we're running around with that linked laser pointer, because we're running around with that king breaker, we're getting an instant 40% amplified damage to enemies. And that's why this combination is just godlike. You can go for whatever named item you want on the chest piece, but just like the backpack, I think this has the perfect spot on a full red build. And if you want to do damage, this is just the way to go, in my humble opinion. But that's pretty much the whole overview of the build. I went for the Reviver Hive to give me a little bit of extra life, especially if you're running solo. This is just a must-have in my opinion. I went for 10% Reviver, Armor Repair, 5% range and 10% health. Then for my secondary skill, I went for the Foam Launcher. I freaking love this thing. This is something for survivability, but also something for just trapping enemies and just shredding them all in just under a few seconds. This comes with 3 extra ammo. Why? Because we're having an extra skill tier from our technician, and I chose an extra ammo on my skill mod next to the 9.8% in share duration. But that's pretty much the whole overview of the build. The last thing I want to show you is what happens when you use a king breaker that is proficient already, and here it is. This is my Kingbreaker on expertise level 20, just like my Dark Winner is on level 20 as well. And as you can see, you are raising your base damage with 11.8k. So when every synergy of this build works together, you're gonna hit so much harder. But I just wanted to show you a build without the expertise on there and just with a proficient weapon. So go for it, guys. If you want to go for that Kingbreaker, I would recommend going for some extra expertise and then, of course, combining it with our beautiful chest to Uzina Getika. And why is this my most beautiful chest? Because you need to find this with critical hit chance and critical hit damage already on there, because the normal core attribute is always armor. So you need to find with critical hit chance and critical hit damage, maybe even headshot damage if you like to go for that, so we can roll that 15% weapon damage over the armor core. Enough about the build, let's jump over to the last stats and I will leave you for today. Stats: 50% critical hit chance, 129% critical hit damage, 90% headshot damage, 8% damage to armor, and of course we're having an 18% damage to target out of cover, but that is not shown on the weapon stats. 18% of course, 10% from our gun, 8% from our knee pads. But that's pretty much it, guys. This is my named build. I have a lot of fun with this build. We're testing out a lot of builds and a lot of combinations live on Twitch. So if you want to join our community, have a talk about builds, see what we're trying out, see what we're testing out, make sure to hit me up with a follow at twitch.com/IamPurePrime. We're having a lot of fun there and I stream 5 times a week. So I will see you there. Thank you very much for all sticking until the end. You are freaking legends. If you like this video, please like this video. It helps me out tremendously. Push me a little bit further in the YouTube algorithm. And of course, helps me know if you, the community, likes this build and if I need to push out a little bit more of this kind of content. And of course, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the game, or if you're just in love with the Division universe, just like me, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and I will keep you updated on everything happening in the Division universe. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you very much for sticking to the end again, and I will see you in the next one. PurePrime out!